So the latest movie in the Conjuring universe is being released, and I'll just say this, if you thought your Sunday school teacher was pure evil, just wait until you meet this lady. Let's talk about the Nun 2. What's up guys, I'm Sully, and today we're talking about the latest movie in the Conjuring universe, The Nun 2. The story for this one goes like this. In 1956 France, a priest is murdered, and it seems an evil is spreading. Sister Irene once again comes face to face with a demonic force. So I gotta say that even though this movie kind of kicks off that fall horror movie season on our way into Halloween, I was not really looking forward to this one. I think the Conjuring universe has unfortunately been on a little bit of a decline lately, and I did not enjoy the first Nun film. I actually rewatched it last night in preparation for this movie. It is a slog to get through. Like seriously, I want to break into the Warner Brothers headquarters and rename it Jump Scare the Movie, because that's literally all it tries to do for the entire 2 hours. And say what you will about the characters, the plot, whatever, but the most mind-boggling thing for me in that first film, there was barely any nun in it at all. I mean, she has like 10 minutes of screen time. What was the decision behind that? And I'm not saying that characters with limited screen time can't still be used effectively and be creepy as all hell. I mean, the xenomorph in Alien has like 4 minutes of screen time. Hannibal Lecter in Silence of the Lambs has like 16 minutes of screen time. Now, we all know The Nun is not attempting to be either one of those movies. Those are masterpieces. But luckily for us in the sequel, they give her a lot more to do and her body count is climbing. And surprisingly, this movie is a substantial step up from that first film. It definitely still succumbs to very similar pitfalls. The plot is just another big, massive blob we don't really care about. The characters aren't that memorable, and we still don't really get that much more of a backstory about this nun character, which is what I really wanted. But surprisingly, this movie still left me kind of satisfied. And one big reason for that is that Taissa Farmiga's character, Sister Irene, is a lot more expanded upon and less one note. I mean, I think she's a pretty rock-solid actress. I love her in that movie, The Final Girls, that came out a few years ago. But then I remember seeing her in The Nun, and I was like, what happened? They like zoinked all of the charisma right out of her. So I was happy to see that in this second film, she has some comedic moments, some dramatic moments, and it just felt more natural, and she was able to show more range as an actress. And then I also enjoyed the addition of Storm Reid in this movie. She's someone that's gotten more and more famous as the years have gone on, and I always enjoy seeing her on screen. It's nothing earth-shattering in this film. She just plays this like sidekick role, gives Sister Irene something to bounce off of, but I still think she was a net positive. But I can't stress this enough. The best part of this movie is its third act. Like, this movie spends so much time spinning its wheels in the first 2 acts. I was like, oh no, here we go again. But then that third act kicks off like a firecracker, and I was eating up every single second of it. Like, seriously, regardless of how I feel about the earlier portions of this film, the last 30 minutes of this thing pretty much redeem it for me and kind of prevent me from giving it a negative score. It honestly reminded me of how I felt watching the second Conjuring movie back in the day. Just all-out craziness, tons of random monsters popping up, not getting a chance to breathe until it's over. I had a blast with that last half hour. Now, is that enough to make The Nun 2 into a legitimately good horror movie that can stack up against the best of the Conjuring universe? I mean, you're gonna have to decide that for yourself. I'm gonna say no, but at least it went out with a bang and entertained me. And if they can take the vibes of this third act and inject it into the entirety of an upcoming Conjuring film, I'm gonna be a happy man. Overall, guys, The Nun 2 is a decent improvement over the first film. It still suffers from the same pitfalls as the original by giving us a plot we don't care about, way too many jump scares, and not enough backstory on the demon. But we get more nun screen time, a host of grisly visuals, and the third act is an all-out riot. It's hard not to be a little disappointed when you think back to just how good a movie in the Conjuring universe can be, but I'm at least satisfied when you compare this to the first Nun movie that we got. The Nun 2 gets a Sully score of 3 stars. So that's my review of the latest Conjuring universe film. What do you think's your favorite movie out of this entire bunch? For me, it's hard to beat the original. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys at the next one.